We on a warpath. The price, the price is going up on a hijack, man. Natural by law, take the wheel. We did it again, Con. Let's go, man. You got a con pumped up around here, man. I see Naga's tribing up around here. You got a con on Coom around here, man. How my cons doing, man? How the tribe doing, man? HaWah. Halal HaWah. Natural by law, you know what I'm saying, took the wheel. And, you know, decided to, you know what I'm saying, you know, go to the roots, man, and pay attention, man, to what's happening right here at home. The cons in Altadena, man, such a historic Nagaville, historic Naga nation right here, man. Just historic community, man, for the cons, man, that, you know what I'm saying, a lot of our families connect to, up to the Altas, man, and Pasadenas, man, and, you know what I'm saying, this is all home team, home base, man, you know what I'm saying, out here in Los Angeles, which is, you know, home base, man, you know what I'm saying, you know, for the frequency, man, and I appreciate, man, what the con has done, man, and rallying the tribe. I just want to give some shout outs. I know a lot of y'all drop anonymous. You didn't do it for this. You didn't do it for this. And, you know, man, I got to shout you out, man. You know, I appreciate all the cons, man. Christina Rains, A-ha. Andrew Weich, I think Weich. A-ha to you, con. Andrew, we appreciate you. My con, man, Brandon Rockwell, man, that's Five Eyes. That's my jigger. A-ha to my jigger, man. Lakeisha G, A-ha. The YUDAH. Dave Wixon, A-ha, man. All my anonymous cons, man. Halal HaWah. We know you there, man. Dragons on the wall for whatever we need. We talking about building the fence. We building the fence, you know what I'm saying? And we flowing. And I'm just so grateful, man, that I already have what we need, you know what I'm saying, for the next run. And all my Nagas that are fence building Nagas, we need you. So, you know, let's run this up, man. Let's coom, man. Let's finish our fence as we continue, man, to, you know what I'm saying, aid those that are in need right now, you know what I'm saying, with what they need. And, you know, whether it's my Nagas in Texas, man, that had a, you know, very serious situation. They out to the con yourself, man, the real, man. Drop Nation, you have been there, man, for real, man. All my cons. Jay Shaw, A-ha. Jot Rivera, A-ha. Amanda Glass, A-ha. All my anonymous cons, A-ha, man. Tawan Richardson, A-ha, man. My anonymous cons, man. Carrie Beaker, A-ha, we appreciate you. Dawada. Anthony Hall, A-ha. And all my anonymous cons. A-ha to all y'all, man. Michael Richardson, A-ha, man. Diane Lamarcus, A-ha, man. Ty Bazan, A-ha. Hey, Yosef the real, take the wheel, for real. A-ha, man. Catherine Andrews, man, that's Mama Drop, man. When Natural first dropped this, you know what I'm saying, I was with Mama Drop, and she said she wanted to be the first to drop, you know what I'm saying, in this fun, and she did that, man. And, you know, y'all don't know, man, Mama Drop is a real dragon on the wall, a true supporter for Drop Nation on the front lines with more than you know. We would not be able to do a quarter of what we've been able to do if it ain't been for the assistance and the AI coming from Mama Drop, man, who believes in us, believes in me, believes in everything we talking about, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Just, you know, from day one, man, you know, taught me to believe in myself, you know what I mean? And, you know, I appreciate Mama Drop. I can keep going, but I appreciate Mama Drop. And all my anonymous cons, man, and my anonymous cons is coming with the big bag, man, for the support, man. Made sure that we didn't take too long to get to this $3,000 goal. And just because we're here, don't stop. you know what I'm saying, donating. Please run this up to 30,000, my naga, you know what I'm saying. Make sure as, you know, more, you know what I'm saying, cons get connected with what's happening in this area. And this is just one area, you know what I'm saying. Like, we could just do a emergency fund for all Los Angeles, you know what I'm saying. But it's important, man, just to focus in on, you know, one area at a time, man. Just do your part. If all Nagas do their part and just, you know, adopt the area and say, man, this area right here, we gonna champion for this area, then that's dope, you know what I'm saying. You got everybody, you know what I'm saying, with a dragonfly perspective, seeing clearly, man, in the 369 that it's all connected. So, you know, this is what natural, a lot of his roots are right here, and this is what we're championing, and now we can continue, man, you know what I'm saying. And just to know that we come together like this, man, just to know that the tribe, you know, just continues to see the goals, man, and say, hey, we could be in New York, we could be in Mississippi, we could be in St. Louis, you know what I mean, we could be in LA, man, but we really make a stand for each other. You know, we really stand connected. We are connected by the code we keep. We might not have been in each other's living rooms, may never been in each other's cars or been on the phone, but we know we keep the code and we believe in each other to the utmost, my niggas. And I appreciate all y'all support throughout all the years, and just seeing this just reminds me of the J Stu and the crew when the cons were out in Utah, living off the grid. And my niggas from Drought Nation, man, continue to support these cons, raise up thousands and thousands, man, for the support, make sure they was safe, make sure it was straight, whatever they needed, like really focused in on J Stu and the crew, man. And A-Hop to the cons, still doing super, you know, immaculate, man, every step he takes. So A-Hop, J Stu, A-Hop, all the cons, man, from the day one balcony surfers, and just to see us, you know, come together like this, it just lights up a con's heart, man. So you got the link. I'm dropping it below. And, man, just tune in, tap in, man, because we need more and more support just to have it on deck, you know what I'm saying? We're going to make natural, you know what I'm saying, the support con just to make sure he got the drive, man, for whatever he needs, man. They need that water. They got that water. They need supplies. We got supplies, so we will keep you updated. Shalom. Doing a lot of talking. We will keep you updated. And we're going to have Natural on the next Solbone podcast, man. He don't know it yet, but we're going to tune in with Natural by Law. You know what I'm saying? Five Eyes, all my cons, man. We're going to just check in and see how everybody doing, because that's where a con could be a con and have a conversation, man. So we're going to get the updates. Please continue to run it up and raise it up, Drop Nation, because we on the warpath. Hey, whatever's happened, whatever this is, man, whatever this is, we on the warpath. Wow. Wow. Tribe up, cuz. Let's go. Y'all ready? Hey, this gonna be a free wave surf, man. Let go. We in the ether buzz. Natural by Law. Take the wheel. Okay. All right. Do the dragonfly. Do the dragonfly. Do the dragonfly. Do the dragonfly. Woo! Okay. I don't want to wake my 6 beautiful droplets up. Takes a lot of effort to put 6 droplets to sleep every night. That's why the con, you know, be missing sometimes, man. I gotta take a breath sometimes. But this gets me up, though. This gets me pumped up, man. Woo! Let's go, man. I've been working on my Nagas recon, super packs, what we call it, we call that pack, you know what I mean, the brand new pack that's going to have 151 Prester Johns on it. What we call that pack? The Conglomerate, yeah, somebody sent that. I appreciate everybody linked into my mind blow. Somebody said the Conglomerate pack, yeah. And because it took so long to get these right from the manufacturers that we tried, and the new ones and the new ones and the new ones. And I know it's taking a lot of patience because my Nagas ordered these a long time ago. But I decided to make these bigger than just, you know, a Prester pack. I mean, I don't know how you can get bigger than a Prester pack. Nah, but I decided to put everything on these drives because it has 256 gigabytes of storage capacity. So not only can we fill it up, but anything left, you can fill it up yourself in your investigation, you know what I mean? So we not only going to have 150 plus the bonus 151 Prester John full videos uploaded on there, so you don't need the internet. If anything going on, like my Nagas and out to dinner, anything, they can have the packs and just plug them up. You know what I'm saying? They don't need the internet. They can, you know, go to, you know what I'm saying, one of those computer shops, you know what I'm saying? They got a bunch of computers in them, you know what I'm saying? Libraries, different thing. Nah, but it's dope to have these time capsules, man, of years and years and almost a decade of recon. But we're gonna make it not just the Prester pack with 151 Prester Johns, but we're gonna make it the Conglomerate pack. It's gonna have all the ether pack on it, the ether 1, the ether pack 2, the flat pack. Everything's gonna be updated. I know some of those links probably, you know what I'm saying, you know how they be taking the links down. So we're gonna just go through it all, make sure all the links are working, and, you know, just have it connected to everything. We're gonna have even like the ether stealth pack that had all the banned content, all the banned YouTube content. We're gonna have that on the Conglomerate. We're gonna have everything. This is gonna be like everything. Like, if I was gonna leave you something, you know, I'm gonna go to the sandbank Arnon River. I'm gonna leave y'all something. This would be it. It would be the Conglomerate pack, man. So I appreciate my Naga's patience, and yeah, you know, just keep rocking with the con. If you want to know more information about getting this Conglomerate pack, you know, hit me up, 432thedrop@gmail.com, or, you know, leave a comment. And you know, my cons got in on the early wave for the $45. These cost about at least $45 just for the unit itself because it's such a large storage capacity. So, you know, that was just for the AHOT, you know what I'm saying? So, but we're gonna extend the 45 on Naga because, you know, we already, you know, threw that out there. We want to make sure that my cons get it early. By the time it goes to the website, because these cost a lot and they take a lot of effort to get everything on them, you know, it just takes a lot of time. So 150 would be the price once it hits the website. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to get it for the 45, my Naga, you know, email us, hit us up right away to get it for the 45. By the time it gets on the 432 The Drought website, that's still being rebuilt, but it's going to be the dopest website of all time. It will be at 150. And again, it has 150 Prester episodes. So, you know, it's like $1 a full video. But AHOP, because by the time you buy these, this is your support for our personal infrastructure. You know what I'm saying? We don't monetize any of these Prester John videos. So, you know, this is our monetization, you know, able to support our family, support what we, you know, got to do so we can do this full time. You know, we don't want to be pulled around having to do a bunch of different things and not be able to focus on the cause that we know we sent to do. So these packs, these products, you know, hit up naturalbylaw.net, dig on his crystals, like that helps his family personally. You know what I mean? These packs help our families personally. When my Jigga drops a pack, when Yosef the Real drops his pack, that goes to him and his family personally, so that the cons can do the recon, man. And we appreciate you just like we appreciate what y'all have done for this emergency relief, man, for the indigenous cons, man, and Altadena and beyond. And we're going to keep running it up. Natural by law running point, community drop, man. Let's go, man. And again, look out for the Conglomerate packs. Hit me up, 432thedrop@gmail.com to get it for 45 before it goes to the 150, man. So, hey, how to my Nagas, Halal HaWah. This is how you support us, and we appreciate every bit of your support, every bit of the way, my Naga. Y'all ready for the ultimate super duper wave surf, man? We're just gonna jump in here, man. I don't know what's going on. Let's just dig on it. Let's dig on some stuff, man. Okay. I'm gonna do it like this. Let's do it like this. Halal HaWah. The Jordan River. I got some links up. Like I said, I don't know how this is gonna go, but I know it's gonna go. I know we're going up. Wow. Yeah. This is the Jordan River in Utah, by the way. Oh, y'all thought I was talking about the Middle East? Y'all tripping, man. Y'all funny, man. Y'all funny sometimes. You know, kind of drop talking about the Jordan River in YUDAH. YUDAH, boss. Because YUDAH means high, right? High. Yeah. Jordan River, 51-mile long river in the U.S. state of Utah. Now I know what they gonna say. Joseph Smith in there. We're gonna dig on some Joseph Smith drop. And again, we're gonna have a brand new series. I'm telling you right now, called Mormons Digging Deeper, man. Just look out for it, man. I'm talking to Jordan River YUDAH, man. Regulated by pumps at its headwaters at Utah Lake. Now this is big, all right? Let's just take our time. We were talking about the David Sea, the Dead Sea, different things. And we're gonna bring it, we're gonna bring it all home to what's happening with these fires and, direct energy weapons and, anything you wanna talk about because it's all happening. We've been talking about it, it's all happening. Smart cities, 2028. All this is connected. I know it sounds crazy, but the same hijack that's willing to cause complete, demolition, devastation, everywhere they go, they're gonna keep doing that because a hijack's gonna be a hijack. That's what the hijack do. And I'm saying that a hijack would also take the Jordan River and then copy that over there, right? Make that into a thing all of a sudden. Now you got, the Jordan River here. Now, the Jordan River is supposed to be what connects let's get it like this. Okay. So up here, yeah. So they would call up here the Sea of Tiberias, Sea of Galilee. But the Mormons, when they talk Dead Sea and they talk Salt Lake Sea, they have it upside down, or the hijack here has it upside down. Somebody got it upside down because the Sea of Tiberias, all this would be flipped upside down. Just imagine this flipped upside down. Right now you got what they are talking about. This is the drought we was getting last time. So where the Great Salt Lake is, Utah Lake is below it. And they have lined up the Dead Sea over there with the Sea of Tiberias, or the, what they call it, Sea of Galilee, right? But now it's gonna be above it, right? So it's just orientation pod. So it just got me looking for this Antioch, this Arnon River that, sticks right out of it, that comes, right out of the Dead Sea. The boundary between Moab and them, and, the Canaanite boundary, the Israelite boundaries is this Arnon, and this Arnon, or Antioch, flows right out of the David Prester Sea, right? The Dawood, because the dead just means Dawood, right? My bad, I'm getting quite linky here. Like I said, it's a free flow. I didn't even, I put no thought into the pre-plan. I just been digging on links, Because now we got this Weber River, and this Weber River, I think, seems to be a candidate for the R9 or the Antioch. One letter rule, right? The Eber River. All right, I'm going too fast. Say you drop it too fast, back it up. I want to talk the David Dead situation, right? Because the word Dawood, again. Dawood comes from the Old Norse word dauror, or which means dead. So dead is Daoud. And Daoud, my nigga, oh yeah, it is what they say the Arabic form, or really the Hebrew form for the name David, Daoud. So it's up to us to make the connection between the David and the Dead Sea. And when the Mormons connect the Dead Sea with the Great Salt Lake in Utah, right? We're gonna get more of that. Ooh, this is a free flow. Yeah, we have to say, is it the Dead Sea, right? That you're comparing it to, or the David Sea? Right? Okay. Okay. Where was I, man? I'm sorry. Getting quite blinky. Oh, man. All right. Give me a minute. Give me a moment. It's gonna be the best drive of all time. We talking Jordan Rivers? Okay, we're talking Jordan River. That's all right. Now, amazingly, the Jordan River, just like the Jordan River in the Middle East, is connecting the Utah Lake with the Great Salt Lake. Just like, I'm just thinking out loud. My jigger, take the wheel, you know. Just like the Jordan River will connect what they have as upside down, the Dead Sea and the Sea of Galilee, which would be the Utah Lake. So the Sea of Tiberias is the Utah Lake, and see how it connects to Capernaum. And Capernaum comes up a lot in the Cappadocia conversations, you know? And are they just talking about Utah the whole time? Or America the whole time? See if I can get another depiction of this Jordan. Maybe I have one. Yeah, I want to talk flesh pit because I want to talk Great Basin. You know, like I said, I don't know where this is gonna go. I got up all kind of things, man. This is like a kid in a candy store. And that's why it's just really dope to remember this stuff, because so much, man, it's gonna be so difficult, unfortunately, you know what I'm saying, for future generations to attain such information by the time, you know, the hijack, you know, makes everything real unattainable, man. So, you know, again, the water to my cons, man. And I appreciate your patience and waiting on these conglomerates, man, because, you know, we got to get it right, one, and we have to have it, you know what I'm saying? And I'm grateful because the extra time just gave us the great thought to put it all together and not just make it a Prester pack, but really a super conglomerate pack that has everything, boss. Everything we got is going to be on this pack. So get it so you have it all in one spot. And again, the YUDAH Monaca, because it really helps us. And for Monaca that's been waiting, man, we got some new merch we're working on. Like, we're going to really hook y'all up, man. Like, don't think Drop ever forget about y'all. Ever. Even if it takes a while, I got y'all 1,000%. So y'all super patient. I appreciate it, man. And, you know, everybody going through things, man. It's no straight path sometimes, man. It's just a consistent path, man. And we really strive to be consistent, consistent cons, man. And so the YUDAH Managas, man, AHOB. Again, email us, and if you've emailed us before, email us again. Make sure we got it, because I know we slow on the email sometimes. I appreciate y'all for waiting for us. 432 the Drought at gmail.com. Now let's dig on it. Let's dig on it, man. We digging deeper. I mean, whether we're talking about the Jordan River, Utah, which looks like this, right? Or the Jordan River over there, which looks like this. I mean, you see the phantoms and the duplicates, man? You got this. Right? Don't that seem like the same damn thing? Right? As the one over there. So you got the upper Jordan and lower Jordan again. You see the orientation of the Salt Sea, or the Great Salt Sea, Great Salt Lake, and the Sea of Galilee. And this time it's up top. And there's the Arnon River. Arnon River flowing right out of the dead, or the they say dead, we say Dawood, right? Great Salt Lake. So I'm just thinking, like, what river flows out of the Great Salt Lake? I mean, it's not that hard to ask a couple questions. If we see that the Jordan, and again, they gonna say Joseph Smith, man, we over that. We over that. You got a Mount Nebo over there, that's crazy. We got a Mount Nebo in Utah, that's crazy. Joseph Smith. Seems like the perfect cover-up. All you gotta do is scream Joseph Smith and no one takes it serious, right? Or did Joseph Smith know where he was going? According to Joseph Smith, he knew exactly where he was going, right? They write about this stuff with their Nephites and stuff, but we gotta dig deeper. Mormons digging deeper, right? And this is just an investigation. This ain't no disrespect to the Mormons, no disrespect to the Christians. But we've been disrespected. You see, we've been invaded. So we got questions, man. You have to back. Because if the Jordan River flows like this, from the Dead Sea to the Utah Lake, or the Sea of Tiberias, or the Sea of Galilee, and they have it up top. But the Mormons knew better, and they flipped it and put the Dead Sea up top and the Sea of Tiberias below. Because they know that that's the proper orientation. So whatever is flowing, out of this Great Salt Lake might be the same Arnon Antioch situation. Now we could put it together, because all this is Antioch. It's the Antioch Regnum. Love to the con, natural by law, man. Tap in, man. Natural got the wheel on Antioch. He's digging on Antioch, so it can forever and consistently be broke, man. So hey, out to the con, get over to natural by law, dig on that. All his latest drops, man, and go further than that, man. Go all the way back. And this is what's happening, man. The Arnon is flowing right out the Dead Sea. We asking questions. Oh, this is Antioch. This is it means nature, right? It's connected to the natural kingdom, right? The natural kingdom of power. Get the drop from natural, right? The natural, powerful cons, the copper colored cons, right? So what river's flowing out of this Great Salt Lake, if that's the orientation we're talking about? If this is the orientation we're talking about. The Dead Sea is the David Sea, which is basically the Prester John Sea, which connects to this whole Prester John being on the map in the British Museum right here, right? And all the stuff we've been digging on. So why wouldn't this be the Prester Sea? What does it got to do with the salt and the saline and all that stuff? The buoyancy, the pH? Dig on it, man, because the pH around here is very high compared to other rivers. And then we got to dig on how they've been poisoning the waters for a long time, feeding into the Great Salt Lake and the Arnon River flow. They've been poisoning waters around the Grand Canyon for a long time. We're going to dig on some articles. We're going to dig on some articles about that. So there's different rivers that flow out the so-called Dead Sea, the David Sea, the Great Salt Lake. You know what I mean? We go, all right. One of them is the Weber. Now let's check out the Weber's orientation a little bit. Well, let's read about it first. Let's get some stuff, man. The Weber River, Shoshone, the HaWah, is a 125-mile long river in northern Utah, United States. It begins in the northwest of the YUDAH Mountains. Now, all this is relative to the Old Testament, so-called, right? All this is relative to Noah's Ark and all this stuff, man. And empties into the Great Salt Lake. Empties into the Great Salt Lake. The Weber River was named for American fur trapper John Henry Weber. So some hijack named Weber, they call it the Weber River, or it's the Eber River, Quivira River, right? The Weber River rises in the northwest of the Utah Mountains, at the foot of peaks including Bald Mountain, Notch Mountain, Mount Marcel, Mount Watson. It passes by Oakley, fills the reservoir at Rockport Lake. We're gonna talk some reservoir drop, some damn dams. This is a free-for-all right here, man. We teeing off on the hijack. All right, so we're getting some of the orientation on it. Let's just kind of look more at the location. Of course, I had to go to Yandex, of course, man, because, you know, Google's only gonna take us so far. Hey, you know, I mean, it's interesting. They got a lot of rafting over there because of that same Salt Lake, you know, still has very saline waters with this Weber situation as well. Let's see where it took us. Oh, okay, yeah, I'm just digging. This is just me digging on stuff. But yeah, I'm looking at the correlation between the Great Salt Lake, the Dead Sea, Prester John, these mysteries. There's something called a ghost of a grave robber that's interesting, man. Some guy named John Baptiste. Sounds like Johnny the Baptist, man. They call it the ghost. Really, they call him a grave robber. Maybe that's a cover-up. Maybe they're saying that the spirit of John the Baptist is over there, man. Yeah. I can't make this stuff up, man. Y'all got the legs, man. I'm still talking Weber, by the way. I'm still talking Weber. Some believe that the ghost of grave robber John Baptist haunts the shoreline and have claimed to see him on nights when the moon is full, wandering around as if for redemption. Come on, man. Come on, man. This nigga named John happens to be in the lake sea of Prester John, which means king, right? We're talking Naga, Rex Negus, king of kings, high kings. John means king. Baptist, you know, connects maybe to the fountain youth of the waters that Prester is turning back to the age of 32, him and his whole tribe, at least 6 times. And that haunts who? Is it haunting Nagas or is it haunting the hijack? Looking for the gold, right? So they claim to see him walking around on the full moon. He looking for redemption, boss. There's a whole story, man, linked to this Johnny Baptist, man. John Baptist was nowhere to be found. Soon people began reporting sightings of a man wandering the shoreline of the Great Salt Lake. Man, I can't make this up. So he's at the David Sea, and his name is John. Like John the Baptist. Come on, man. Many believe Baptists drown. They believe he drowned. They don't know. They don't know. Oh, man. They don't know what happened to the Prester either, man. All right. Look, man. That's what they say. Ghost of a grave robber. All right. All right. Let's see, man. Okay. Yeah. Let's talk Weber, man. Okay. Then we're gonna talk some pH, man. We're gonna talk some mem sauce. Love your separate red. Let go. We're on the warpath, man. All right, Weber River. Let's see. I want to get the orientation of the Weber River. Let's see this. Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Now check this out, right? Look, my noggin. Could be something, could be nothing. But remember the Arnon, right? How the Arnon flow. Right, the Arnon's coming right out of the Great Salt Lake or the David Sea, the Salt Sea. But this is their reflection. I'm saying they took everything from here, reflected it over there, taught us we was on a spinning ball, won't show us no live feed, called As the World Spins. We got no proof, we got no evidence, no orientation. We dodging direct energy weapons, man, chemtrails, GMOs, man, fluoride, lead poisoning, man. And yet we still see clearly, my noggin. Hey, can I get a soul clap for my noggins, man? My noggin. Soul clap for you, man. We on the warpath. Let's go. So the Arnon's flowing right out the Salt Sea. And I'm saying, we saying, just pay attention to the trajectories, to the orientation of the rivers. What does this river have in common with the Arnon? How many tributaries, right? We're just looking at one main one. I'm not saying Weber is everything. I'm saying all this is connected with the Arnon River, whether you're going this way, you cut down here, or you cut down here. Managa, you still are an anion, hydrogen anion, negative Naga charge, mem sauce primary water. We're talking about the ion, right? The hydrogen, right? Okay. Man, I told you I'm a little overlinky, and I understand if I'm overdropping. I understand if I'm overdropping. But the same way this Weber's coming out, it's popping off here, it's splitting off into the east, Canyon Creek, Chalk Creek, creeks, Lost Creeks, Cotton Creeks. Then you got the Ogden that's running right on top of it, but it's still coming from the same anion. It's still the same anion. The Ogden, the Weber, which is the more giant river flow, apparently. I mean, I can't make this up. All right. Annie, we talking, ooh, my niggas, we are zeroing in. I know they distracting us with, the threat of this and real stuff happening, man, and, health this and this, but we got to stay focused to get to this water. My nigga, keep the code. You'll get there, we'll get there, man. We ain't got to do it perfect. No one said be perfect. But stop trampling the code, Just remember, like, if three Shabbats were bad, make the fourth Shabbat amazing. You know what I'm saying? If you fell short on this part or that part, man, just pick yourself up. No one said one mistaking you out. No one can make that call. You gotta just believe that this is our only hope is to unify. And the code unifies us no matter where we are. That means we could raise money for this, or we can tribe up here, we can build this, because we are already unified. I think all this disunity is really like a smoke and mirrors, man. And I know real killing is going on from brother to brother. That's been happening from Cain and Abel, but we are already unified in frequency. And when we all choose up, we can do something even our ancestors never saw. You know what I'm saying? Have true unity, man. True coding up. True frequency. You know what I mean? Like no one's ever seen before, man. We're in a special time right now, my nigga. We on a warpath, man. The price is going up on these hijacks, man. They can't buy their way out of this. Man. The price is going up. You see what's happening? You got the P. Diddy thing here. You got, people looking at Jay-Z like this here. They're looking at Beyonce like, people just asking questions. But I also see what's happening, how they trying to, take down our niggas that are, proud to be investigating. They might not be super scientists, but that's how they try to come at us with a super scientist, They try to out-talk us, out-think us, outmaneuver the semantics. They'll try to hit up, shout out to the Lord Jamar, he got demolished in the flat earth debate. Man, this dude came disrespectful from the beginning at Lord Jamar, man. Shout out to the Con. And he got disrespectful back. He stopped answering every question in some, nice way, and just started, just telling him how he really felt about it. It wasn't even a real debate to him. He didn't even know who this doctor dude even was. But they try to set us up with some scientists that's already been preparing to take down, some of our, leaders in our community that are digging on it, man. So shout out to Lord Jamar, keep the water flowing. And until they can show us as the world spins with a global satellite of the earth spinning, improve gravity where it's not a theory, it's a law, not a theory no more, man. Hijack City, man, you know what you can do with your ball, with your Bayal. You know what you can do with your Bayal. Don't get me started on Flat Drought 101, because we coming in hot. I'm just looking at Antioch. I'm chilling in the water, I'm surfing away. And I'm saying Antioch has a lot to do with the orientation pies and orientation enchiladas as the Weber flowing out the Great Salt Lake. That's all we say. Ping pow. Great Salt Lake. Weber pops off and all these tributaries pop off. Oh, they named the whole entire lake after this jabroni named Weber. Named John Henry Weber. But they had to keep the John. They have to keep the John up, right? Like John the Baptist, right? Okay. And now they got their floating tubes. Monaga, all this is Antioch, all this is Arnon. And, if it is what it appears to be, this is the area that, was the boundary between this Moabite tribal wars against Israel, tribal wars. Like, this was a big boundary line that Nagas was fighting for. And when we put an orientation you know what I'm saying, goggles on, we see clearly, man, it's all this Four Corners territory that was these boundary lines, and this Arnon, or this Weber, so-called, this Eber River was a big boundary line, you know what I mean? It was a big, checkpoint, you know what I'm saying? Was it because of the access to what used to be Lake Bonneville, which all this, man, like, we got this before, but all this was a lake, right? All this was like an inward sea. It was a huge lake. They call Lake Bonneville now. They call it Lake Bonneville. This is a huge area, and it got smaller and smaller as water started going underground. Now, was it something on purpose? Was it what happened? You know, these are the questions we're asking. Like, what happened to all the water? Will it return? You know what I mean? This was like a giant Venice. You know, it was so beautiful. So now the Arnon is what's left of this giant ancient lake called Lake Bonneville and all these things, you know what I'm saying? The more you dig into this history, you realize Joseph Smith didn't come over here and name nothing. It was already what it was. Hebron, Jerusalem, all this is already in YUDAH, which is why the Mormons know, right? And they're bathing now. Now they're bathing in the Saltaire, the Great Salt Lake, right? With this Moorish architecture, right? Don't get me started, man. It's this fascination there. I'm just looking for this picture they got. All right, they got the walls of Jericho, which they call the temples of, no, this is the Temple of Osiris, which is the Bryce Canyon National Park. Ain't that something? Then you got the walls of Jericho, which is at the Cedar Breaks. But clearly, this is not a natural formation. Clearly, something happened. I'm just saying this is why they came here, looking for Eden, right? Looking for the Dead Sea of America, right? But the Dawood Sea is the Dawood Sea. Okay? Y'all ready? This is them surfing the wave in Antioch, man. Surfing the wave of the Antioch. So imagine this being like a giant boundary, like a giant border, right? Imagine the biblical, fights that happen right here for this boundary line. You know what I'm saying? This Arnon, this Antioch. I mean, are you surfing a wave? Lego. And where is it flowing, right? Well, it said it goes right into the David Sea, right? It dumps right into it. So you can surf the wave all the way into this David Sea that they are bathing in. In the David Sea. Popping off. This is where they at. And they're just floating because of the, salt waters, the saline buoyancy, or whatever they call it, whatever the science word is. Okay. So, let's go. Just looking at the properties of the water, around the area, the pH and all that. I mean, it's interesting. Come on, man, come on. I am not a human. Oh, come on, boss. Don't hijack us now. what's home. I don't know what home is. All right. Okay, I think we got it. Just, these are just links I'm digging on, Could be something, nothing. Could be nothing, man. Salt crust, brine, marginal groundwater of Great Salt Lake's North Arm. So, just digging on this water. I mean, if it's the David Sea, we need to dig on it. Now, it says, following the construction of the Railroad Causeway in 1959, a perennial halite bottom crust has been known to exist in the North Arm, Gunnison Bay of Great Salt Lake, Utah. But the lake conditions controlling accumulation or dissolution of the crust are not well defined, including how depth-controlled chemodynamic, hydrodynamic factors influence the degree of the halite saturation immediately prior to the opening of a new bridge in the causeway in early December 2016, when the North Arm Lake elevation was at a historical low, just above 4,189 feet. The North Arm Lake brine was a halite saturation. After the opening, inflow of less saline South Arm water mixed with North Arm water raised lake elevation and diluted the North Arm Lake brine to undersaturation with respect to halite. The following 5 years have resulted in annual and seasonal fluctuations of halite saturation states. What's halite, boss? We gotta know. Because apparently it's important. And we want to know what we're talking about. Because this is an investigation. I'm doing this in real time. So we're talking rock salt, a mineral made up of sodium chloride. Okay, it's probably very important. We're going to get back to it, but it's probably very important. It's the Great Salt Lake, got a lot of sodium, right? It's a common evaporate mineral that's used as table salt. Interesting. Now, table salt's not as healthy as sea salt. But we got to dig some more on it. We got to dig on it. So, there's a high halite or fluctuations in the halite saturation state. Let's see what we got here. Jericho, Dead Sea area, River Jordan, River Arnon flowing into the Dead Sea. Numbers 21. Can we dig on that? Let's dig on Numbers 21. Let's go to the 1917. Because, we're just talking Arnon. We're going to connect it back with the Weber. We're going to connect it back with the Great Salt Lake and the halite and the sodium chloride. It's all good. It's all good. Take a free, this is what's called a free flow wave surf. I don't know where the wave is going. But we are digging on it, man. We are surfing this thing like we always do. Numbers 21. Know what they say. Verse 13, all right. Okay. Yeah. It gets real biblical when we talk Arnon. Verse 13, from thence they journeyed and pitched on the other side of the Arnon, which is in the wilderness that comes out of the border. I told you these boundaries, right? These borders of the Amorites. For the Arnon, which we got before, is the Antioch. Go get the drop. The Antioch is the Arnon. Is the border of Moab, between Moab and the Amorites. Wherefore it is said in the book of the wars of the Lord of HaWah, Vaheb and Saphah, and the valleys of Arnon, and the slope of the valleys, that inclineth towards the seat of Ar, and leaneth upon the border of Moab. And on, you're going to find this Arnon mentioned, which initially was Anan or Anion. And the Anion is the kingdom, right? Anion. Oh, I got to open it up again, man. Come on, man. Anion. Oh, let's get it. The Anion is the kingdom. The Regna. The Strait of Anion is the Bering Strait today. And Tandu is Tangu, and it's Tangu on this side of the Anion, and it's Tangu over there. And the Tangu are the Olmec. And what happened to them? They are you, my Negro, my Negro friend. You are the Tangu. You are the sheep. You are the Anion, or what they like to put a K in front, the Canaan. Oh, they're Canaanites. No, they're Ananites, right? Uh-oh. And Quivera is Eber. Kibera. And this Eber River is the Weber. If we're surfing a wave. So they're on the other side of the Arnon. Okay. Arnon flowing out of the Dead Sea. Or the Weber flowing out of the Great Salt Lake. There we go. Let's see how all this connects, man, to what's happening today. pH. Let's get sciencey, right? Oh. We're gonna have to get this big. This is the reconnaissance of the quality of surface water in the Weber River Basin, right? So I'm just digging on the Weber River Basin because apparently they're also digging on the Weber River Basin. Kendall R. Thompson, prepared by the United States Geological Survey and cooperation with the Utah Department of Natural Resources, Division of Water, right, 1983. Okay. Now let's see where they go into some of this pH balance with this Weber. Headwaters of the river, Weber River. All right. Gotta see what chapter this was. General chemical quality. Let's try that, man. Just try chapter 4 or page 14. Let's dig on it. Okay. I mean, we're getting real sciencey with this. Of course, a lot of these reservoirs aren't natural, right? They're the result of a lot of these damn dams. And what happens when you stop the river flow, right, of this anion? What happens? Like, I think it's deeper than we, understand yet. How powerful that change in our psyche, the chemical quality of this anion is the chemical quality of the naga. You know what I'm saying? You redirect the anion, you're redirecting our very essence. You know what I'm saying? You poison our waters, you're poisoning us literally, directly. And they know this, man. So this is what seems to be happening. I'm looking for a pH chart they had up here. Okay. Getting closer, y'all. Getting closer. I just remember seeing a chart, and it was showing the pH levels of the water. And I just want to compare it to what the average might be. Okay. Arsenic. So yeah, I want to get into some of this arsenic stuff that they've been dumping in the waters too, around the Grand Canyon, into the San Juan River, which flows, man, directly into what's that main tributary? I'm gonna get it, man. But it feeds directly into the full flow. You know what I'm saying? Might be the anion. It could be the anion. I mean, it's all connected, man. All the way, I think, back to the straight anion, cutting all the way through. Y'all got the link. Y'all let me know if y'all see something. I don't know I'm going quickly. There we go. pH. Okay. Took a little time. I'm sorry. But just look at the pH, and the average pH would be around the 8s, sometimes the upper 8s, close to 9, 8.7s. You see it peaking in certain areas, a little higher than other areas. But this is way lower than it would have been if they weren't poisoning and jamming up the waters, you know what I'm saying? So, but it's still higher, even with all that hijack. It's still flowing. So you got a lot of the 8s, middle 8s type flow. Then you got the alkalinity they're measuring. I believe that's the calcium carbonate. That's what that means. I'm learning. So I said, what's the average alkalinity, milligrams per liter? So they said the average alkalinity in milligrams per liter for fresh water is typically considered to be between 20 and 200. This range encompasses most natural water sources, with higher levels often found in groundwater from limestone formation. So a total alkalinity level of 100 to 200 milligrams per liter will stabilize the pH level in a stream. So that makes it a stable, pH levels below 10 milligrams per liter indicate that this system is poorly buffered, very susceptible to changes in pH from natural and human-caused sources. So 200 is high, is kind of the point we're making here. And looking at the alkalinity over here, this Weber situation is well over 200, right? Well over 200, 260, 250, yada, yada. Now we, just digging on the pH, back to that. 8.4, you got some 8.8s, 8.7s right there. What's the average pH of river water? Average pH of river water is typically between 6.5 and 8.5. Again, 8.5 being at the highest, just like the alkalinity, 200 being at the highest of, the average, the high point. So, again, we at the 8s all day, right? 8.5, we go over that a few times. So, it's very pH, and it's very alkaline, right? But again, we just talking about the Weber. We're just digging on it. This is just giving you another look at the orientation. Utah Lake would be the Sea of Tiberias, Sea of Galilee in the old days, right? And this is what they already know. That's what they already know. Utah Lake, right? I'm looking at these geological surveys, right? Geology.utah.government. This is where they're focusing in. Whether we talk Ogden, we get a little closer to talk to Weber. We just see how the orientation is flowing, man. That's all we're looking at. So, it's interesting, man. Because I've never really peeped this, you know what I'm saying? Imagining this in Utah. I know we all been brainwashed, so I got to keep telling myself, all right, imagine this in Utah. This is Utah. All right, the Jordan is the Jordan, right? Where's that Jordan again? Okay. And just like the Jordan over there, this same Jordan is connecting, the Salt Lake, Great Salt Lake, to Utah Lake. Now this River Jordan is what? 51 miles long. This other River Jordan, I think they made it longer. Let's see. So 251 kilometer, 156 mile long. Endohic, what does that mean? Is a drainage basin that normally retains water, allows no outflow to other external bodies of water. Instead, the water drainage flows into permanent and seasonal lakes. Yeah, just like the Great Salt Lake. And swamps. Aye. Same orientation though, right? Okay, Joseph Smith, okay. Joseph Smith did it, right? That's what they gonna say. Four of Utah's 6 largest cities border the river. 4 of Utah's 6 largest cities border this river: Salt Lake City, West Valley City, West Jordan, and Sandy. More than 1 million people live in the Jordan sub-basin, part of the Jordan River watershed that lies within the Salt Lake and Utah countries during the Pleistocene geological epoch that lasted 2 cajillion million years, right? All right. So it lasted forever to recently, 11,000 years ago, spanning the Earth's most recent period of repeated glaciations. Now we're back to the glacier talk. Now we're back to talking glaciations and Little Ice Age. Don't make me start talking Little Ice Age again, because we're going to make all these 2 million cajillion years. It's going to be so recent. It's going to be so recent. It's probably going to connect again to the sweat hypothesis. Hey, my nogg's digging on the sweat hypothesis, man. Leave it in the comment, man. Sweat, man. Leave me a sweat in the comment if you know about the sweat hypothesis, man. All right, and it's part of Lake Bonneville. Whoa, right. This is what we saying, that the Great Salt Lake used to be all this extra water. And the main body is gone. The basin is gone. They just got the little lake now, and they got little Utah. But all this was connected. So we talk biblical times. You're talking about a completely different look to the landscape. You really do got a Venice going on. You're taking boats from here to here. You're taking boats from there to there. It's beautiful. It's a whole other situation. But remember the Great Flood, and not all the waters had receded yet. The waters were still receding from the Great Flood, because it's more recent than you think. And now you just got the Great Salt Lake that we see now, right? So right now it's just a little speck, you know what I mean? Just a little piece here and there. Now it's just a little piece, right? Now it's just all this desert. We got a lot of desert talk when we talk biblical talk as well. We need to talk Great Basin, because all this really connects to the Great Basin. And this is all with the oil that they're drilling, the Permian Basin all the way through Texas, still connects. All these basins still connect to the Great Basin. And that got us talking about this mystery flesh pit, right? And what could be, because even if it is some type of just somebody's fantasy in their mind, they still are connecting it with some level of reality. I don't care what you say. That they know that these, dragons are connected with everything, man. So, man, all right. That's exactly what we on right now, man. It's, getting the tribe to the water again. The tribe is reconnected with the water, you know what I mean? So we got to really dig on water. We've been talking a lot of water talk. Okay. That's what they're trying to hijack, but we got them. So this used to be Lake Bonneville, what they call Bonneville. That used to be this, right? Largest Pleistocene paleo lake in the Great Basin, right? I'm trying to tell y'all. Right, this is large basin, but this basin was water. It wasn't just desert in North America. And this all connects with the sweat hypothesis, because when you start talking Southwest, America, you're talking sweat, man. Talking sweat hypothesis. Come on, man. Stop playing, man. We digging on it. No, not yoga. Not yoga. That was an accident. Y'all heard of sweat yoga before? Never heard of sweat yoga. We're gonna get back to that. We're gonna get back to that for the victory lap. We're talking sweat hypothesis. Or Southwest United States East Antarctica hypothesis suggests that the southwestern United States and East Antarctica were once connected in a supercontinent, Rodinia. And what's that got to do with the kingdom of YUDAH in Arizona and the Tucson artifacts? Kalaluz. I'm just saying, keep Antarctica in play, because it wasn't always frozen over. It had something to do with Holy Land and our high Amazon queens, man. And yes, the Amazon makes sense connected with Antarctica, because all this is connected with the Southwest United States, which is why the kingdoms are right there, you know what I'm saying? Because they also connected with Tarazanta, kingdoms of Antarctica, right? Tarazanta who? Tarazanta what? I get you. I'll upload it again, because sometimes a con needs to know. Love to the con. It's a cow. It's a coo. It's a cow, what it do? Tara Santa. Let's go. Keep Antarctica at play, my nigga, because the Southwest connect. You see how it's curving up? It's a connection, man, between this Cali, between this Utah, between this Arizona, Colorado flow, right? Nevada flow with Antarctica. It's just a connection. And the Tarzanta again means holy land, right? Holy land. Holy land. I can't make this stuff up. We can't make this stuff up. Tarzanta in the German English dictionary we're just talking holy land. So Antarctica was once a holy land, which is why it's so protected for science, right? And now they make Tarzanta have to do with Israel over there. But Israel is over here. We know that now. We see clear. And Tarzanta was once connected with the the sweat hypothesis. Shout out to Key Sweat, man. The sweat hypothesis is connected. That, now how does this connect also to the Arnon and the Moroni flow? And what does Moroni have to do with the Mormon flow, right? Chief Moroni and the prophet Moroni and all this stuff have to do with the Dead Sea, the David Sea, the Great Salt Sea, the Lake Bonneville, the Great Basin. You don't think this is all connected, boss? You don't think it's all connected, boss? I think you need to think again. I think we all need to think twice, man. Okay. Where was I? I'll keep popping off. All right. Keep sweating. All right, sweat hypothesis. Antarctica, Jordan River, Lake Bonneville. Bang. Okay, so this is all Southwest, man. This is all Holy Land connection. This is all Tarzanta flow. Great Basin, this is holy, right? So we don't have to wait for no confirmation from the Mormon this or that, or for anyone to say, oh, Joseph Smith did it. But did Joseph Smith also call Antarctica Tarzanta? Did Joseph Smith create the definition for Tarzanta as Holy Land? And what does Holy Land have to do with Antarctica? And what does Antarctica have to do with Utah? It's called the sweat hypothesis, right? So this is how we are connecting our investigation. We ain't making nothing up. Let me get some tea. My tea turned cold. I done talked so much, my tea turned cold. But I guess I'm used to it. I guess I'm used to sipping cold tea for y'all, man. For my Nagas, man. All right, we good? We good? All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going. I got you. So, again, this is a free flow. I don't know where we're going, but it's looking good. It's looking good so far. The sweat hypothesis is what connects the horizontal flow, right, with what we're digging on, the YUDAH flow. And we'll come back to the mystery flesh pit. You think I'm playing? But I'm not. They say it's by some artist named Trevor Roberts. But I think it has something to do with reality. I think just like they use Joseph Smith as the smoking mirror of what's happening in America originally being promised land, right? Eden. They say Joseph Smith said it, you know. They use Henry Weber to say the river's named after Henry Weber, but we know that the Weber is the Eber, man. So it's the same Conglomerate River as the Antioch River. Same thing. I want to, you know what? We're going to talk flesh. My point is, I'm not playing about this. I do have this in mind, man. And this situation is supposed to be this whole thing underneath this place called Gumption, Texas, but we know that that's the same place that they're drilling in the Great Basin. And I think he's connecting this for real with something going on with the Great Basin and some type of situation that they might have tried to utilize as a national park at some period of time, that they're covering it up as some type of artistic expression. I don't know, balls. What do y'all think? The park operated for about 30 years before being shut down due to the events of the 4th of July in 2007. You think it's a play? During the evening celebrations, unseasonably rainy weather and an electrical fault caused the Permian Basin superorganism. Now, if you watch the movie Friday Night Lights, right, the Permian is a team, a football team, you know what I mean? And this is where they're at. And a lot of their families connected with the oil business, just draining the oil. Now, what's oil? We still got to dig on that. What is this oil that they're taking from the ground? Is it the blood of Amma? Is it the dragon, the dragon blood that they're tapping into the veins of a dragon? Why wouldn't it have something to do with some superorganism that outdates everything and everybody involved, right? So, and then suddenly it choked and swallowed the the structures inside the park. It started popping off on this hijack subsequent attempts to subdue the superorganism caused it to vomit. The incident was said to have taken the lives of over 750 people. Would they cover it up with this gaming game, with this artistic thing? Or do you think something really happened around this so-called flesh pit? We're talking Texas, which means we're talking the Great Basins, the Permian Basins. All this connects to the basins, man. I told you, I don't know where, this is a free flow. Why not? We already talking about it? Why not? Let's go. Why not? Y'all like, Drought crazy. Yeah, man, I'm crazy for you, man. I can't make this stuff up. They say it's not a real place. It was not discovered in the 1970s. It was not the site of a major disaster. All right. Would they tell us if it was? Or would they just make up this world building situation and this award-winning world builder named Trevor Roberts? Because he really went deep into his diagrams and how the further you went down, like you were going into the organs of this giant superorganism aka a super dragon that they tapped into, and it was so large that they literally built inside of it. And one day it vomited vomited all of them up. 750 fatalities, 1,700 major injuries. Is it a play? Apparently it's real. It's a geobiological superorganism within the ground located near Odessa. Look at the TV show called Landman on Paramount. It's going to bring you right here to Odessa. It was discovered in the 70s, closed down permanently. All right, so we just got that whole situation. Yeah. Okay, I mean, look, this is what they say. Is it real? Is it real? You know, I think it's a cover-up, so I'm on the lookout. I'm looking up the cover-up. We digging on it, man. We trying to figure this out. Then it connects this company called Anodyne that was supposed to be responsible for everything, and I found out Anodyne is actually a real company. So how fake is it? You know, I mean, they connected here to the fandom of things, right? But it's been used in multiple fandoms is what they're really saying. This ain't no fandom. This Anodyne Technologies Incorporated. This don't say fandom. Does it? Does it, boss? This Anodyne Services Australia mining companies, that don't say fandom. But this one gonna say fandom? I don't know. But Anodyne, you know, it's who's doing all this mining into this flesh pit. All right. Anodyne Industries, okay. I mean, I don't think it's all hijacked. Look at the Anodyne Technologies. This ain't no fandom, boss. This is, you know, I don't know. You know, could be something to do with, you know, the structures that they're building inside. I don't know. I'm just saying that Anodyne ain't on no automatic play alert, man. All right? Because when they're talking Anodyne, you know, it seems to be connected with some level of reality. Let's see where they were. Here we go. Permian Basin superorganism, home to a wide variety of geobiological structures that were popular hiking destinations during the park's tenure. Examples include the bronchiophores, or the lungs. They would hike into what they knew was the lungs of this super beast, right? Super dragon. Or the gastroceles, or the digestive areas, the throat of the organism, right? The throat, right? And more exotic organs, such as the ballast pods, which contain a potent aphrodisiac and were operated by the parks as hot springs, man. A troglobital ecosystem. Animal species or population of a species strictly bound to underground habitats such as caves. These are separate from the species that mainly live in above ground habitats but are also able to live underground. Come on, boss. Is it play? You tell me. You tell me, is it play? Ecosystems of organisms lived inside the Permian Basin superorganism, having been completely cut off from the rest of the world. The majority of the park's fauna includes arthropods, echinoderms. All right, man, a bunch of stuff. Goodness gracious. I don't know, man. So, what's that company? Anodyne? I just want to get back on this for a second. So the same Anodine, if you just pulled it up without the Yandex or whatever, or even, let's go to the fandom. Fandom, where you at? Right, they're gonna take you to something like this. An Asananian company, which deals with natural resource extraction, research, and producer of various various commercial products related to the Nislandian range superorganism. In this case, it's the Permian Basin situation. Same store. Mining company, yada, yada, yada. But they'll say it's just fandom. It's just fandom, boss. Nothing to see here, boss, right? That's what they'll say. Until you realize it's a real situation. A lot of this stuff, man, whether we're talking games, movies, all this stuff, man, I'm watching Halo, everything has something to do, man, either with our ancient technology, our stories, you know what I'm saying, our culture, you know what I mean, our resources, like something. You watch Avatar, they're over there trying to knock the trees down to get the resources, like their whole myth out. Avengers has everything to do with Prester John, because he was fighting against the Avengers, because Prester John is a Marvel character. Like, everything of ours, they turn into this mythological games and cartoons, and they made a whole Marvel and Avengers and biggest gross, and they're making billions of dollars telling our stories, man, whether we're talking Atlantis, Lemuria, whatever. So you got the real anodyne, and you got this technology's anodyne. Okay. But this one ain't on no fakery. This is, a real spot. This is just one of a few hard hits of real anodynes. And just backtracking a little bit. Back to the Great Basin. Does the Great Basin connect with the Permian Basin, where this mystery flesh pit is? And yes, it does. And this is all we're talking about with the Great Basin. Back to Lake Bonneville, right? Back to the David Sea. Back to the sweat hypothesis, back to Antarctica, man. Back to Tarzanka, back to Holy Land. What are they digging over here? What are they digging for in the Holy Land? Watching that Landman series on Paramount, I believe. Man, they got this whole Andrews welling situation, well drilling, and it's supposed to be like the biggest one. So all their biggest wells are being ran by this Andrews well, man. What? So I said, of course they're hijacking the roofs. Of course they're hijacking the Andrews. Of course, they got all this money from hijacking the Andrews that they went into the welling business with it, right? And now they got the Andrews wells. And these are some of the most popular, highly used wells that they're using to pump out the oil, right? Or the dragon life, the dragon mem, right? Right out the earth, the life force, right? I mean, this is happening. I can't make this up. We digging on the Andrew. We're talking about you, your image, my nigga. And they're using your titles to destroy you. They're using us to destroy us, man. This is crazy talk. Crazy talk. Hold up, man. Let's get back to this Dead Sea, man. I told y'all know where we go. Because Utah. Etymology, Utah, YUDAH, right? YUDAH just means high. We're on a warpath. I'm not gonna say, we got the will, we good. All right, let's get it. So, where would Utah be? All right, where would the great Salt Lake be on the David Ramsey? I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud, just having some outward thoughts, man. See what's happening. Love the David Ramsey, man. We always come back to this map. I don't know if it shows any of the, I mean, I know it shows some rivers, but I don't see any necessarily. Well, maybe they got a couple. But any like Great Lakes. But maybe we could find something that might also point to the same so-called Weber River. Maybe we can get another name for the Weber River. Let's flip this one time. Let's flip this 2 times. Right, now we got anion again, right? And the Arnon is the anion. You already know this by now. Right. And the Prester has something to do, you know, with these unicorns over here in Arcery. And the unicorn has everything to do with the whole. And the land of Prester John, which connects the 3 Indias together. The 3 Indias, right? Got perspective. And just like Tarzan to here, connects, goes straight up to hit California, right? So we can find that same orientation on the David Ramsey map, where it says California. California, right? And we can basically go straight down. And going straight down, you're gonna hit Tarzan, which would be Antarctica. Remember the sweat hypothesis, right? You got all these crazy characters over here, right? Now notice the waterways, almost like gateways to get out of this particular realm or, you know, circular boundary, right? Just like you would see here. See, only with the Prester John investigation, man, only then when you get the indigenous truth, flat drought 101, orientation pies, man, frequency of it has everything. Code keeping, everything is in this investigation because it all comes back to the code we keep. You know what I'm saying? The code is our salvation, right? Because that gives us an energy frequency barrier, right? But once we are out of code, the partition drops, and here they come, right? Here they come. But look the same way. You got Tarzan straight down. You got these openings, right? You got these like gateways to get about this piece, right? Very similar to these gateways here. And gateway over here. And why would they put Prester John outside of Africa over here? Oh, who is Prester John? The Rex-neck goose. The Dalai Lama. They got the Capernaum right here outside the wall. Crazy, huh? Crazy talk. Because they was searching for him in Africa, right? But they couldn't find him, so they came over here. The Portuguese kept selling till they stopped searching, boss, because they found him in North America. And the British Museum labeled this area that they're calling Corvera as Prester John. Right. But Quivera, again, is Kivera. And Kivera is Kibera or Hebera. Heberu. Just digging on a few things. Am I not? Kivera. City of Gold. Kivera was a legendary city of gold in central Kansas, one of the targets of Spanish expedition 16th Managa. They came looking in Quivera to convert you Nagas to take your gold. I said they came to Kivera, right? Kivera Provincia is the Kivera kingdom. The Provincia is the kingdom, right? You see Quivera here, you see Quivera here, right? Where else you see Quivera? Antioch, you see Quivera, right? Yeah, we can't talk Antioch without talking Little Quivera because we're talking cities of gold. Quivera, man. Back it up so you can get some orientation. We got California, we're talking Southwest, we're talking sweat hypothesis. You got Antioch, you got Straits of Antioch, right? Antioch Provincia or Kingdom, and Quivera Provincia. Cities of gold. Right. Now, what is Quivera? I'm glad we're doing this in real time, man. Have to do with the Quivera. Have to do with Eber. Eber. Kibera. Yeah, I mean, you know. Cuvera. Cubera. Cuba. I mean, how many times we gotta say this? Let me sip my tea on this one because it's getting good. It's about to get real good. Because now you're bringing in the Coronado expedition, Cities of Gold expeditions. Coronado was lured to the Great Plains. Oh, you don't want to talk about it? I got too deep. All right, let me take some away. Let's see. I'll take that one off. Y'all seeing this in real time, right? All right, let's try that. Let's take one off at a time. I might have to go to Yondays because you know how YouTube be. Let me just copy this in case I gotta go to Yondays. I don't want to retype all this. Eber. All right, let's just. I'll take those off. Let's see what happens. Ooh, ah. Okay. What you giving me? Nothing really. Still. Okay. Should I go to Yondex, y'all? You remember how easy it was to wave surf back in the day before they started blocking our wave, but you can't stop the water. Convera, legendary kingdom, huh? A legendary kingdom. Yeah, okay. Let's go to Yandex. I can't take this no more. Sometimes these Facebook posts be interesting. What they got here? Hey, we are literally surfing the wave. Don't maybe go to Yandex, man. Y'all better hope Facebook save them. Come on, man. I ain't signing up. All right. I don't know, man. Is this a dud, man? Let's see. Come on. What y'all got? Come on, man. Nah, man. I'm not doing it. All right. Let's see how this is gonna go. We gotta go to Yandex. But you know, I'm looking at their wave surf. I see that. Cause they're letting you know Eber, right? Somebody knows something about the Cavera and the Keber connection. Somebody know, right? So I'm trying to see who this is, who's been in the classroom, because wasn't no one talking Keber and the Ebers and the Hebers. When we started seeing, you know, some of the recon connected, we started getting that Graham Hancock, right? You know about some Keber Ebers, man. I don't know if they're gonna let us get this one. We're gonna see in real time the difference between surfing the wave in Google and not Google. Somewhere else, man. Yeah, man. Come on, man. Fine, man. Fine, man. Let's go to Yandex. Talking Anadarko. Great Basins. We got Yandex. Come on. Show them who you are, man. Surfing away with the homie Yan. Yan means John. Oh, man, we pop up. That's crazy. Prester 62. This is what we was digging on. Exactly what we digging on. Do I have to go to ourselves? Cause y'all playing? You know what? If that's what it takes, that's what it takes. Let's go to Prester 62. Let's talk of it. I told you I didn't know where this is gonna go, but it's all happening. My nog, you still got the fire burning. Hell yeah, Con, let's go. Y'all got the fire burning? Hey, man, the drop don't stop, and the fire continues, man. Let's go, man. Stop playing. IJ City, man. Let's go, man. I want to talk deified Phoenician Nagas, man. Stop playing. We're talking Cavera. And my nog, you still got the fire burning. Let's go. Going right in, belly flopping. Wow. Baby, I'm just moving. And not only us, but this is why they keep using the same, Hebrew root verb, H1961, which they say, hey, come. Brother Lex, man, he done,
hit a nice golden spike with this a long time ago, so hey, out for that.
We always give it up. We always give it up.
I'm just saying, where's North America?
Huh?
We got the bear.
There you go. You got the Prester John right here, the Bering Strait, the Anion.
Bering Strait. We're going to talk Anion Kingdom, Anan Ben David, or Anion. We're going to talk
belly fly. Let's go.
So there's a kingdom under the same title, Quivera.
Okay.
The same spelling, same title. And they are linking the Quivera or Capernaum with Judea.
Right. Because we just saw the Capernaum. We just said, don't that connect with the Cappadocia flow? And they're connecting it directly with Judea over there with this Capernaum. And it's connected right with the Dead Sea, David. Great Salt, man. Galilee, right? Sea of Galilee. So we talking Utah, man. We talking Judea. YUDAH. Let go. Pop off, man. Right. Let's get it from here. We're going right in.
Must be a lot of copper-colored Nagas around here, my Naga. Holding down the region.
Cities of
we're talking about the 7 cities of gold, which is going to connect us with the Cibola or the Kalelus, which means promised land. But the Cibola is also Sheba. Now they're going to turn Sheba into the god of Shiva, because Shiva is really a mysticism, mythology around the actual Sheba and the land of Sheba. Then they have deified it, just like they did. What does it say on page 6 back in the Indian Once Ruled the America book? It says, around 500 BC or earlier, a brilliant deified Phoenician Naga named Quivera or Quivera. So they deified the Naga. Hold up. Which one had the Quivera drop? Bang. Okay. I'll get that bigger again. I'll get it bigger again. Gotta press it on. Bang. Alright, so you see it up here, Quivera, right? And back then, these U's and these V's are interchangeable, man. It's like in the sound bath, man. You know, I need one more bath in the water, man, for the dismount, man. One more bath in the water.
Pop up.
Let's Ricardo. Let go. Quivera is Quivera, all right? Quivera is the Phoenician Naga that was deified.
Let's go.
Now they're turned into gods, right? They even call Joshua Shiva. They say Joshua Shiva. Then you got Queen Sheba. You know what I mean? What does Sheba have to do with Joshua, though? What does Queen Khalifa have to do with Joshua, though? Any relation? Any relation? Mother, son, auntie, any relation? Daughter? We got to start digging on that Sarah Callie. Oh boy, remember that Horace Butler drop? We got to get that Sarah Callie so we can know if Joshua had a daughter. Is she Queen Sheba? Is his mama Queen? Are they related? So
let's talk about it.
This is an American thing, right? This is all right here, my Naga. This is all the same spot. Prester John. The Phoenician deified Naga, right? Managa, we are still right here, right?
God.
Okay, stay with me for the dismount. So they derived the word copper from kuvera or kiver. They say the both.
Managa. Quivera is derived, the word copper is derived from kuvera. You copper cons have everything to do with Quivera. I'm not saying it. The open secret of India, Israel, and Mexico by Gene Matlock is saying it. Shout out to that, researcher Gene Matlock. And the biblical Capernaum is Quivera. But say it with me, man. Say it with me, God. Body bag for the illusion, because Capernaum, we just got in the map. And sometimes it's great to go home to yourself. Sometimes the only person that's going to look out for you is you. We had to go back for the 432 to find this connection, because we just Googled it and we can't find nothing no more. We can't find nothing no more. But we know. Capernaum. Where did we just see Capernaum? I didn't even put on this map. Which map was it? Come on, man. Capernaum. Right. Right, man. So they would put Capernaum right on the top of It's the Sea of Galilee. According to the current map, right? You got the Dead Sea, and they'll put the Sea of Galilee today on top. The Mormons knew differently, so they would put the Sea of Galilee, or Tiberias, on the bottom, lined up with the Utah Lake on the bottom, beneath the Great Salt Lake. And the Galilee Sea, they would put Capernaum right there, connected with it, which in our case, for the sake of our investigation, would be the Utah Lake. And this Utah Lake will have Capernaum around it, which is connected with this Judea flow that we're getting. All right, so we're getting orientation behind Capernaum will be right there, and their Sea of Galilee, or their Tiberias. Okay. Which they would put up here now. So you see how they flip it? You see how we flipping it? We just talking Capernaum. Let's go.
Bulgarian king who became India's god of gold. Didn't they just say that he was a deified Phoenician Naga? Now he's a Bulgarian king. Let's go. God of gold. See, because he got so much gold, he's deified as the god of gold, man.
Cities of gold. What are we talking about, man? Back to the cities of gold, but they want to put it over there in India that way. They want to put it over there in Middle East that way. But it's all coming back to India Superior this way.
Come on, man. I know without investigating that I'm going to find immense deposits of metal ores in the region, especially of gold and copper. Afghan, and keep want to put you in Afghan. But how can this be Afghan when Quever, or Eber, or Kuver, or Kedver, or Queveri, or Capernaum is Judea?
bang. Remember, Afghan is what? The son or grandson of Benjamin? Tribe of Benjamin connect directly with the real Afghan. We got that out of a $1,000 book, Medieval History of the Israelites. We're going to get our Drive library back up so you can download at will, my nugget. So, Afghan, man, is a Benjamite. All right, all this is connected to. Man, hold up, man. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying, right? What is Afghan? What is Afghan? Right, have to do with Benjamin, right? Tribe, right? What does it have to do with Kish, right? Saul's pops, right? Kish was a member of the tribe of Benjamin in the Bible, and some Afghans claim to be descent of this tribe. Yeah, Afghan is the tribal chief or prince of Pashtuns, who is traditionally considered progenitor of modern-day Pashtuns. Yeah, because all this connects back to Benjamin. Yeah, buddy. The Afghan royal family also dates back to the tribe of Israel, descendants of Benjamin. So when they talk Afghan, we're still talking tribes of Israel, Judea. Let's go.
Is Quivera. Is Quivera. Body bag for the illusion. This is Judea, which is why Prester John is right here, the Grand Khan, holding down the Grand Canyon. This is Judah, which is why Utah is YUDAH.
Hi.
Body bag for the illusion. Bang, bang, ping, pow.
Ping, pow.
This is Judah.
This is Quivera, Kibera, Evera, right? So the Kivera is the Keber, K-H-E-E-B-R, is the Heber, H-E-B-R, Kyber, Cyber, the Kyber crystals and the Jedi, lightsabers, the Jedi is also the Judah, is the copper, is the Capernaum, right? Capernaum, biblical Capernaum, the Kabar, the Kivera, KH is the Q, same thing. I appreciate you, Drop. Sometimes we gotta come home, press the 62, get the drop. Hey, I love this, man. So when we go back, we see Quivera on the map. Oh yeah, it's a body bag for the illusion. You see how it lines up with Anion and them, right? Okay, so we know it's cities of gold. We know it's Quivera, which is Eber, and now the Eber. What's the Eber have to do with the Weber, right? Now that we can see that Quivera is the Eber, right? Now we can see clearly that the Quivera is the copper, is the Heber, is the Eber. The land of Eber, Eberu is the Iberia, the original Iberia. So when we look at the Quivera on the David Ramsey map, and we see this river flowing through it, we try to imagine like where they would put Utah, right, on this map. We got California here, so they got this Red Sea. I mean, I don't know. But, right, I need a translator. Because as I go in, I see a couple major waterways that would look similar, to the flow. I don't know. Let's go back. Is that too far inland? Did I go my way over there? Okay. Mexico. Yeah. Yeah, all right. I'm just looking for what they would consider the Great Salt Lake or waterway in this 1587 situation. Actually, hold up. I'm looking at the wrong kind of colors, because if this would be the vermelho, which means the red, the Marvin vermelho. So this is this is water. So this red part is water. I gotta keep looking in the red as well when we talk these lakes. And this is a Lago Faga, Lago Carnival. Oh, I don't know what this is, but he's popping off. He's popping off. And that's the Covera. And this looks very similar to a Forehead River system type of situation as well that we've been digging on with the Eden flow. Just to, just to my eyeballs. Right here you got the Cibola, which we just got in the drop, that the Cibola, the Covera, connects with the Cibola kingdom as well. The Cibola is the Sheba or Shibola, Shimbala kingdom. And the Granata is still the pomegranate or the pomegranata that Joshua and Caleb had to go to prove that they was in the promised land to get the pomegranate. Is the Granata, is the pomegranata, which is the Rimmon, which they turned to Roman, and this whole Roman situation, which are the Rimani of the pomegranate promised land of the Cibola. So these rivers, I'm sure connect somehow, some way to this Weber, Arnon situation. You know what I mean? I mean, if I had to guess where Utah would be, it would more be like this area, but I don't see where they would classify the river unless this is it. But again, we need some translators, but I think this is an ocean, some type of inland ocean here. I mean, we getting warmer. We're just digging on it. We're just talking Covera. And remember, Anion is the Arnon, like we got before. Put it in, even Google with the, apostrophe, what's it called? Parentheses, not parentheses, apostrophes, what I'm talking about. The Amorites dwelt between the Hieromax and the Anion. So before they started changing the Amorites and the Arnon, it was the Anion. You catch them slipping. They're going to keep putting Anion in there. We told you the Anion is the Arnon. Way back when. Arnon River that flows into while the Anion River flowed west. We're still talking Moab. So you see, Anion was still used a lot before they switched it to the Arnon flow. Right. And the Anion is still the Anion. And we've been digging on the hydrogen Anion, right? Because we said this water is supercharged, Naga charged, right? With this extra negative, not negative, negative ion is the anion. And the eon, I-O-N, is also the yon, is the John or the K. The yon is the John, is the eon, is the ion. My Naga is the Naga. Is the Naga king, right? And that brings you to the fountain of youth. We're talking about the Naga king, the Prester waters, right? The Prester water. So it gets real sciencey, man, but you're going to have to pick it up with natural by law. So you know the anion is the Arnon. And the Arnon, right, is cutting right. So look at this one, man. Look how this one goes, right? This is even more telling when we talk this Weber situation. The Dead Sea is the David Sea, is the Salt Lake, right? And look at the Weber. Dang, look at the Weber. Now this is when I said body bag for the illusion, because this Weber flows the exact same orientation pies and orientation enchiladas as the Arnon. Look at it, man. It can't get no realer than this, right? You don't see clearly by now that the same Weber, Eber, coming out of the Great Salt Lake, Dead David Sea, the Arnon, the boundary, look how it flows. This is what they'll put in the Middle East, right? And then we got the Weber, which nobody's digging on, right? Then we got the Weber. Then we got the Weber coming out the Great Salt Lake the same way, with all these little tributaries breaking off. Come on, man. You know I can't make this up. Y'all know I can't make this up. Good, look at that. All right. Where y'all want to go now? Where we going now, man? Hold up. Do I need to get a little more sound bathy, man? Can I get a little more 432 for the dismount, man? Can I get a little sound bathy, man? If y'all don't mind, man. All right. Take a breath, man. We're talking Arnon. Anion. Eber. Corvera. Cities of gold. Coronado expeditions, look them up. That's all they did was dig on the cities of gold. We got flying things around here. It's all happening. Take a breath, my knock. It's a lot going on. You got these fires, man. It's a lot going on. Oh, wow. Okay, let me get my dismount together. Take a breath. Wow. Okay. Wow. Okay. We good. Good. Wow. Chihuahua. Chihuahua, largest desert in America. Chihuahua, which connects right into Mexico, right? All the way into, damn near New Mexico, right? Arizona, all that. And yes, it connects to the Great Basin, right? This HaWah. And I say it must be very special. They say it's also one of the largest cities in Mexico, right? There's a lot going on with this Chihuahua. A lot of this promised land was given up in these treaties, remember? 30 million acres at least just for that one small treaty. Fort Wayne, you got the Treaty St. Mary, Tippecanoe, Chicago, yeah. Greenville Treaty. A lot to hide where you at is what they doing. America's Dead Sea, uh-oh. The mysterious legend, the mystery and legends. Wow, and the fascinating colors, okay. Located in the heart of Utah, the Great Salt Lake offers a visual feast with both its natural beauty and unique features. This unique water source, which has the title of being the largest lake between the Pacific Ocean and the Great Lakes. So you know the Great Lakes is great. They call it the Great Lakes. Michigan, the Mexicans. Shout out to my Detroit Nagas. My Michigan Nagas. Meshi is Moses. Moses is Meshi. Mashiach, right? Meshi. Khan. And the largest lake in between that is this Great Salt Lake. And it compares a lot with what they're making the Great Salt Lake over there, except this one's even saltier. And this one's even greater and bigger. And it used to be this greater situation with Lake Bonneville, right? And it has a distinct color difference due to two different salt levels. While one side of the lake is dazzling with its deep blue tones, the other side stands out with lighter, salty whiteness. The fascinating color contrast becomes even more evident with the railway passing through the middle. Uh-oh. Hijack City, ain't they trying to build a super railway with these smart cities 2028 all over the place? Literally dividing both sides of the lake into two. This natural wonder, which has hosted many legends for hundreds of years, takes its visitors on a visual and historic journey. Yeah. Whoa. Full of cities, ghosts, nature spirits. It sounds like our ancestors, huh? Enchanting lake. You mean it's like a Prester Lake? Like a David Lake? The Great Salt Lake is not only a visual feast, but also represents an existence full of mystical stories. Sounds like biblical stuff like the Mormons is talking about. Largest saltwater lake in the Western Hemisphere. Right, but then they have a duplicate called the Dead Sea over there. That's a salt lake over there, right? 8th largest terminal lake in the world, where all these rivers are flowing into it, right? The remnant of Lake Bonneville, which covered much of western Utah. Sweat hypothesis, this water also connected with Antarctica, Tarzanta, right? 2 different colors, because they put this railway going through it. You don't think they got nothing to do with these color distinctions? Man. They started something called the Western Desert Pump Project, established to pump water in the nearby desert in order to reduce floods in the lake. So what did they do in 2021 with years of drought and increased diversion of water upstream of the lake? The lake's area has fallen 950 square miles below the previous low in 1963. The lake's 3 main streams, the Jordan, Weber, and Bear rivers, right? We gotta dig on the Bear. Carry approximately 1.1 million tons of minerals into the lake every year. Minerals, mineralogies, primary mem salts. Since the lake has no outlet other than evaporation, These minerals accumulating cause high salinity and density in the lake. This intensity makes swimming in the lake feel like floating through water. Something very important about this David Sea. America's Dead Sea is named and provides a habitat for millions of native birds, shrimp, fauna. Look, man, it's the Dead Sea, but it's the Daoud Sea. All right, you dig on it. You know, these are just different articles digging on this drought situation. America's Dead Sea, right? Water levels are at their lowest. Of course, it used to be Lake Bonneville. It used to be bigger than this. Of course, it's at its lowest. Of course, it's shrinking, right? Until the floodgates open up again. Uh-oh. A mega drought is impacting the U.S. West, forcing regions to declare states of emergency. Maybe they should tap into primary water. Exasperating wildfires? Uh-oh. They sure are cutting the water from the fire hydrants, right? So why are they surprised that the water level is low when it used to be Lake Bonneville? Why are they surprised that it's global warming when we're just getting out of a little ice age, which is the big ice age? Of course it's global warming. Of course it's warming up, boss. Of course, man. Let's talk Dead Sea a little more. Wow. Let's get, a little bit of the tip top of this. Back to the Great Basin. To appreciate the power of Orient-inspired religion in John Charles Fremont's time, consider yet another part of the interior West, the eastern edge of the Great Basin. Where I had some Great Basin drop up here before. Maybe I gotta pull it back up. National Park, huh? Yeah. We already know what that's code word for. Naga cities. Naga cities. The largest area of contiguous endorheic watersheds in the Great Basin, those with no outlets to the ocean, like the Great Salt Lake. And look at it, man. Look how large it is, right? So they tapping into this dragon, which used to be all this water. It's all through Utah, Nevada. It's all Great Basin. Vegas, all Great Basin. Utah, even close to Cedar City down here is connected with the Great Basin. Provo, all this Salt Lake City, all this is Great Basin. All the way through California, Great Basin. Mojave Desert is connected with the Great Basin. You know what I'm saying? Do you see clearly? All the way into Mexico, into Chihuahua, pretty much. And all these other basins, like the Permian Basin, all this stuff, all this is through Texas. All this is going to connect in one way or another to one large basin, man. spans nearly all of Nevada, much of Utah, portions of California, Idaho, Oregon, Wyoming, and Baja California. It is noted for both its arid climate and the basin and range topography that varies from North American low point at Badwater Basin and Death Valley. Look at all these names they got for stuff. Badwater Basin, Death Valley, Death, Dead, David. Is this also the David Valley? Is the Death Valley, the Dead Valley, the Dawood Valley, right? This is what we gotta ask when we get our water back. So I just wanted you to see, you know, the scope of things when we talk about Great Basin. That this ain't no play. Let's go back. So the eastern edge of this Great Basin, where the Great Salt Lake forms one of the West's most prominent landmarks. In the early 1840s, the entire Great Basin was the home of Native Americans, and no whites lived there. As early as 1940s, you still had all Nagas. Even with all their invasion, they still hadn't made it over here. Definitely didn't get to Cali to like late 1800s, right? So at that exactly this time, however, this huge, stark interior region was poised to become a place of refuge for a religious group seeking deliverance. Oh, here come the Mormons, right? Mormons digging deeper. From turbulations more than 1,000 miles to the east. And later they're going to say that they were looking for their ancestral homeland. As if you ever heard about them saying they had a homeland, like a place that their ancestors were from. Then they say homeland in the Middle East. They came from the home. Like, when did the Mormons talk about the Middle East being their homeland? And why would it be in America? And why would they claim this for their ancestors, as if the ancestors of the Mormons were right here in America, right? Unless they're claiming to be us, unless they're claiming to be the tribe of Judah, the tribes of Israel. Code word, Nephite, right? They too. So they want deliverance from tribulations 1,000 miles to the east. They too would orientalize the landscape. In the mid to late 1840s, Fremont reports played a role in bringing a Great Basin to the attention of the public. Thousands of people read Fremont's reports and studied Charles Preuss's accompanying maps, but none more avidly than the Mormon. There's a lot of Great Basin talk, and you know, they came. We're gonna pick up a lot of this on Mormons Digging Deeper. I'm saving some, but you know, yeah, they called this their homeland, man, right? He observed, or rather intoned, that the malediction of heaven seems to weigh heavily on this solitude. We're talking the Great Lake. So there's Dominicis, this Emmanuel Henry Dominicis, born in France, ordained as a Catholic priest in Texas, 1848, claimed to have traveled extensively in the West. He's talking about North America, right? Then he published a French translation of Voyage Picturesque of the Great Salt Lake, which is one of the numerous acquainted images in his beautifully illustrated book. Dominic had much to say. He observed, or rather intoned, that the quote, malediction of heaven seems to weigh heavily on this solitude which reminds one of the desolate shores of the Dead Sea, where Sodom and Gomorrah were destroyed, right? Don't that remind you of these California wildfires and this Hawaii stuff? Like a purging of sorts, but who's behind it, right? These are the questions. We know HaWah is the author of, at the end of the day, in the beginning, man. So what they think they're making room for some smart cities? It's HaWah using them to make room for something else, right? In a sense, that we just get a step closer to getting our land back, and somehow, if we could see through some of the chaos, because them people wasn't ever gonna give us Malibu back and the Palisades and all these areas. But I don't, it would seem, right, that even with their smart city plan, HaWah got a much higher, greater plan. And not content to merely draw this biblical comparison, Dominich explained that two factors, the topography we just got, right, the orientation, and the atmosphere gave the Great Salt Lake its ominous demeanor. He noted that the mountains to the east appeared inaccessible, while thick vapors moved above their summits. In one of the most haunting descriptions of the Great Salt Lake ever written, Dominicius noted that light mist produced at twilight hovered amidst its vague glimmer and danced over the waters, looking like crypt tinged with the most lovely pink, a transparent veil that shed upon nature the charm of a faint light, which as it gradually rose to the summit of the mountains assumed a more somber hue and indescribably dismal appearance that filled the soul with sadness. So what happened here, right? Biblical stuff happened here, right? Filled the soul with sadness and the eyes with tears. The immense valley of a lugubrious and funereal aspect recalls to mind that of Jehoshaphat, the valley of graves. Biblical stuff happened here, right? The Dead Sea itself was the subject of considerable poetic and scientific discourse at the time. Dominicius' illustration of the Great Salt Lake owes much to American scientific reports and also to similar illusions or illustrations of the Dead Sea, which drew scientists anxious to unlock its geological and hydrological secrets. Whoa. We're talking hydrogen, anion, right? God. Evocative illustrations of the Dead Sea were common in the popular guidebooks used by pilgrims and the tourists in the 19th century. Ultimately, Dominich was a moralist rather than a scientist, and his description of the Great Salt Lake was based on cultural history as well as similarities in physical geography, further drawing the Dead Sea comparison like a tightening noose around the Great Salt Lake. He states that, quote, an imposing silence continually reigns around this deserted lake, which might well be called the Lake of Death, or Daoud. Note here that the not-so-subtle reference to the original Dead Sea. This is a remarkable description made all the more so by the fact that Dominich may never have actually seen the Great Salt Lake. Well, he knew about it. He's writing about it. Whoa. What lay behind Dominich's harsh statement? Because they're talking about biblical prophecy, right? And Armageddon. We're talking Utah. What lay behind Dominant's hard statement about the native people's past lives, taking the cue from the Mormons perhaps, Dominant considered Native American tribes to be descendants of the lost tribes from the old world. Say it with me, come. Body bag for the illusion. We've been saying it, but how many more authors and researchers and explorers are telling you the same thing? That you Nagas, you natives, you Americans are the tribes of Israel, right? And that this is the old world. Unlike the Mormons, however, he held little hope that these savages could ever be reclaimed. Whoa. These niggers, right? Right, these darkies, these copper-colored darkies, these savages, these thugs, can you ever be reclaimed? Can you ever be restored? Does Hawaii ever say that there will be a remnant restored, my naga? Already, right? Hosea 3. At the end of days, you're searching for the Creator first. You're getting back in cold. Then you're searching for the Prester, right? We gonna press the 152, right? Halal HaWah. In condemning both the Indians and the environment, Dominich worked himself into an intellectual quandary that he himself was unaware he had created. He claimed that the Indians had fallen from grace. They got out of cold, gradually assumed distinctive racial qualities, including a copper, red, ruddy skin color. How many body bags is it? I lost count. As a consequence of being cast into the hellish environment. Come on, Hijack City, you never late. You know it. So just like they told our grandparents that their skin color was a curse because of their dark skin, their copper skin, right? He's saying the same thing. Oh, you got thrown into hell. That's why you look like that. But why are you looking for heaven over here? Why is this your heaven if this is our hell? I guess our hell means your heaven, right? I guess you put us in hell to build your smart cities, right? Much like something cast into a furnace, letting you know that this copper ain't no play copper. This copper is copper, my naga. Dark skinned nagas, and he's saying they look so dark because they've been thrown into a furnace, because they've been thrown in hell. That's why you so dark skinned, copper color. But the copper is the Covera, right? The cities of gold, right? So the cities of gold are in hell. Have they been thrown in the furnace too? Yet he also stated that the Indians themselves could be blamed for actually creating the degraded and moribund character that had transformed the environment, a paradox of the first order generated by prevailing environmental deterioration or determinism and the ideological racism of the 19th century. Yeah, it's racism because these copper cons got nothing to do with hell unless we get out of cold. Now you in Deuteronomy 28 all over again. But we have been thrown into a furnace. We are being tried. We are being tested. Con up. Let's go. Oh, wow. We being tested, but we keep rising. We keep rising. Click the link below. We keep rising from our indigenous copper color family. We keep rising. So, you know. Yeah. It's crazy how much, poison we've had to endure so much poison. Wow. And we still hear Halal HaWah still popping up. Just quickly pick it up from here, man. This is this, terrible river spill that happened 2015 gold mine, King mine, wastewater spill. This is what I mean, man. All right, so some people complain about the smell in the Utah lake and different things, but all of that tributarily, man, is coming from these pollutants that they dumped into the water, I think on purpose. And, of course, you'll see why, right? Because it connects with the San Juan River. The San Juan is the what? St. John, right? So let's put it together. We smart people, let's put it together. For the dismount, let's go. So the King Mine Waste River spill was an environmental disaster that began at the Gold King Mine near Silverton, Colorado, when Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, personnel, along with workers for the Environmental Restoration, LLC, caused the release of toxic wastewater into the Animas River watershed. They caused the accident, right, by breaching a tailings dam. Here comes these dams. While attempting to drain ponded water near the entrance of the mine on August 5th, after the spill, the Silverton Board of Trustees and the San Juan County Commission approved a joint resolution seeking Superfund money. This sounds like a too good setup, man, because now you poison this Animas River. My knocker, look, man. Orientation. You see how the San Juan River flows all the way through Arizona, all the way through New Mexico. You see how the San Juan River seems to literally crisscross. I mean, look, my nigga, this is Arizona, Colorado, Utah. You see this point? The San Juan River almost hits it perfectly. The San Juan hits where X marks the spot, and the San Juan is St. John. And the St. John flows through the entire Grand Canyon. And the Grand Canyon is in the Great Basin, my nigga. So when they poisoned, what they did was they dropped the poison in the animals right here, and if it went right into the San Juan, and the San Juan connects all the way into Utah, right? Flows into the Colorado brings all that into the Utah, Great Lake, all that stuff. So the San Juan is a huge river, and it flows like a water dragon. It looks like a water dragon, right? It's the San Juan or St. John. John the Baptist, right? Who is Prester John? I can't make this up. They released toxic waste into the Animas, which flowed into the St. John. Contractors accidentally, quote unquote, destroyed the plug holding water trapped inside the mine, which caused an overflow of the pond, spilling 3 million U.S. gallons of mine waste water, including cadmium, lead, lead poisoning, right? And other toxic elements such as arsenic. So when we looked at that chart and saw the arsenic levels, it's because of the damn 3 million gallons of arsenic that you poured into the St. John, which flowed right through the Grand Canyons and the Colorados and the Anions, man. You poisoned the anion by dumping 3 million gallons of arsenic, lead, cadmium, all kind of witches brew, right? Whatever poison levels that aren't natural. You know, we got a natural iron, we got natural copper, natural zinc, right? But they're dumping the poison. And it's the number 33. Haven't we seen this 33 before? Into the Cement Creek, a tributary of the Animas River and part of the San Juan River and Colorado River watershed. The EPA was criticized, I guess so, for not warning Colorado and New Mexico about the operation until the day after the wastewater spill, so nobody was warned about it. Sounds like these fires, smart meters, smart city. Despite the fact the EPA employee in charge of Gold King Mine knew of blowout risk. Look up the gold mine wastewater spill, my naga. See how they poison the San Juan, St. John. See how the St. John flows straight through the Grand Canyon, man. See how they poison us with 3 million. And this is just one incident of the poison. 3 million gallons. 3 million gallons, my naga. Think I could make this up? Hell no, I can't make this up. But let's go. Let's go. Yeah, now they got, this Utah's historic field house. This is supposed to be, they're going to turn this into a 375-seat state-of-the-art theater at the University of Utah. What was this before these hijacks got here, right? They just built an oversized place, call it a field house. Look, man. They're doing a lot of stuff in Utah. I can't make this stuff up, man. This is just a link breaking down some of the Joseph Smith flow, which you'll get more in Mormons Digging Deeper series. Joseph Smith, it says, prophesies regarding the Church of Latter-day Saints, the Rocky Mountains, Colorado. Joseph predicts that the church would move to the Intermountain West and flourish, but he would not be with them. He also mapped out the path they would take upon it. So this is their Moses, right? This Joseph, right? I mean, interesting conversation they having. Yeah, this is gonna bring us to some of the interworkings, man. But it says Prophet Joseph knew what he was doing. In fact, he knew much more than he dared tell on account of the prejudice, man. Yeah. And Brigham Young continued the idea of Western migration. So he would be like the Joshua, right? You got Moses and Joshua. Here we go. Hopkins C. Pender also reported that Joseph Smith, just before he was killed, made a sketch of the future homes of the saints in the Rocky Mountains and their route or road to the country as he had seen it in vision, a map or drawing of it. A copy of this map was either made by the prophet or by Levi W. Hancock, and other copies then made from it. Brigham Young kept one copy, and one was carried by the Mormon battalion, by which they knew where to find the church or Salt Lake Valley. So they came right for it, man, right for the David Sea, right? For the David Valley, or Walla, Walla, HaWah, HaWah. Don't they call it Walla Walla, man? Walla? Is that a Walla? Man, we starting to see. We seeing clearly. Just a couple links we're leaving on the dismount we'll get to, man, and Mormons digging deeper. Old Testament summary, lesson 8, living righteously in a wicked world, the Dead Sea Scroll. Right, I'm just looking for a correlation between these Dead Sea Scrolls and the Great Salt Lake, because if we can find how they're bringing some artifacts or these scrolls right out of Utah, then we can get another hard hit on the Dead Sea Scrolls, or the Dawood Sea Scroll, right? The David Scrolls. The Dead Sea Scroll, people moved away from wickedness to establish a singular community of righteousness. Their leader was called the Teacher of Righteousness. The Dead Sea Scroll people moved to the Great Salt Lake, ain't that something? And he had 2 assistants. There was also a council of 12 overseers. 12 tribes. Didn't Joshua have, divide them into 12, you know what I mean? To, go to these different, just establish the order, go into their wars and whatnot. They had 12 stones they put down. There's a lot of 12 talk, right? So they had an order following the righteous king, which is said in Hebrew, the Melech Zedek, or Melchizedek, right? Which is the what? Priest king, or Prester John. The Dead Sea sect shunned others and probably evoked one of the Savior's comments in the Sermon on the Mount. Love your enemies. Oh boy. So, there's a couple links we're just digging on for the dismount, and just look more into the Great Salt Lake. You know what I mean? Like we're doing, connected with the Jordan, with the Weber or the Eber. A lot more connectivity. Is the Eber the Arnon? Antioch. This is something called ancient prophecy found on scrolls describes this Utah city. What? So I'm looking for the link with the Dead Sea Scrolls and the Utah flow from star981.com, 1946. Some boys tossed a rock into a cave near the Dead Sea in Israel and heard the sound of pottery breaking. This led to a discovery, dodged a hijack, of nearly 1,000 scrolls that have been stored in clay jars, right? Dead Sea Scrolls, right? Hijack city. It says, one of the ancient writings discovered a New Jerusalem scroll. A prophecy written on the manuscript is a description of a city. A researcher named J.J. Brown has pointed out that it seems to be describing Salt Lake City. What does the scroll say? The ancient writing describes a place called the New Jerusalem that will be built in the latter day. This is a translation of the text. The city itself was divided into square blocks like a checkerboard. Each block was surrounded by a spacious street, and the city as a whole was divided by larger streets, 3 passing from east to west and 2 passing from north to south. It goes on to say that the city was laid out according to the compass. It also describes how the streets began at a temple, specifically a street to the north named after it. It even mentions the large sidewalks. Okay. In the scrolls, it describes a city 18.67 miles by 13.33 miles. This is much too big to be in any ancient city. It describes a large area that is oblong. The land set aside for Salt Lake was quite large right from the beginning. Brown measured the size of Salt Lake using Google Earth. He found the length measured 18.72 and the width 13.36. These are within 0.05 off from the size written in the New Jerusalem scroll. Here's a video presentation of his finding. Hey, y'all got the link, man. Y'all, dig on it. I'm just bringing you to the water. That this stuff is happening, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, they are connecting the Dead Sea Scrolls with the Great Salt Lake. Click the link. Let's get, we'll dig on it more. You know what I mean? This is why we on Prester 1, 52, my lord. You know, substantiating recon just keeps on coming. You know, just looking at David's connection with the Dead Sea, right? Did David reign near the Dead Sea? Yes, King David reigned extended to areas near the Dawood Sea, including Edom and En Gedi. Look like Jedi, man. Look like Jedi. So just know that David literally, in the stories, right, in the prophetic writings, connects with the Dead Sea directly in the scriptures. And so he does as Prester John with the Dawood or the Great Salt Lake in YUDAH. Just questions I got on my head, Bon. What else, man? What is this connection with this Great Salt Lake and David, man? King David hid from King Saul at the Dead Sea. Okay. Another connection here with David and the Dead Sea. He hid from King Saul at the Dead Sea, a salt lake that is also known as the Great Salt Lake. The Dead Sea is a landlocked lake in the Middle East that is bordered by Jordan, Israel, West Bank, right? Which we have right here in Utah in every single way. And you recon the Dead Sea, you'll find a lot of these saline, saltine situations, you know what I mean? But, just dig on it and connect it and go back and forth and see what the Mormons is talking about. 9.6 times salty as the ocean, yada, yada, yadas. English name Dead Sea, Khalik, Arabic name itself. Lake of Saddam. So something about this Utah flow has to do with Sodom and Gomorrah. Something about Las Vegas, they say, have to do with Sodom and Gomorrah. Doing a dismount, man. The name Dead Sea occasionally appears in Hebrew as Yam HaMevet, Sea of Death. Usually biblical. The modern Hebrew name for the lake is the Sea of Salt. Okay. Or Sea of Arabah. And remember that Arab is the law, the Rav is the law, the true Arab proper are the lawgivers. Everything to do with the law. What else we asking? I'm just asking, I'm just looking for stuff, right? King David lived during a time when people lived in caves near the Dead Sea. Here we go. And the Great Salt Lake in Utah is a salty lake that is threatened by climate change. Hebrew Bible records people living in caves in the Dead Sea before the Israelites arrived in Canaan or Antioch, and especially during the time of King David. Click all these links, man. Especially this one here we'll get next time as well. This is the Goldstein letters. The warrant for the children of Israel becoming adopted children of JC, right? So they want the children of Israel to be the adopted children of JC. I mean, I can't make this up, right? You remember, their fundamental quest was to convert these children of Israel in America to Christians. They were wondering, how do we convert these natives or these Hebrews to Christianity? I'm just laughing, man, when I'm reading here. But you got it. Y'all got it, man. Y'all let me know what y'all got. Y'all let me know. I'm just letting y'all get ahead, man. Oh yeah, back to these huge type of buildings that they are gonna repurpose all of a sudden. Now they want to repurpose everything. I also want to dig on this next time, this Fort YUDAH, right? We got a Chihuahua. It's also a Fort YUDAH, that the U.S. Army took over, but I think it has some relevance as well. Cochise County, southeast Arizona, right? All this southwest situation. But now they just got Army installations, Army bases. Oh yeah, what does Hawak mean? Oh, it's just home of the Buffalo Soldiers, 10th Cavalry. Interesting. You know they was hijacking the natives. So you know this had something to do, very important place that they were hijacking. But you know, we'll get more on it. But it just reminded me of the Chihuahua and all these HUAs. Even a name like Joshua or Yeshua is Hawa. Everywhere, like Hawaii. And there's a Chihuahua City, which is the city of Chihuahua. It's the state capital of the Mexican state of Chihuahua. So there's a city Chihuahua, and there's a Mexican state of Chihuahua. God. And now they just call the dogs Chihuahuas, but they spell the Chihuahua the same exact way as the Chihuahua is this Chihuahua, which lets you know that the Wah is the Wah, is the Wah. The HUA is Wah, because it's just Chihuahua, but it's HUA. So that's the pronunciation, Wah. And then you got the Chihuahua State, which is a huge state in North Mexico, largest state in the country. Very climate, diverse flora, fauna, and the Chihuahua Desert, right, which is like the largest desert. So you got the largest state, you got the largest desert, largest city. Something is going on with this Chihuahua. And it borders Sonora, right, Sinaloa, right, back to that Sedona flow, Arizona. Something to do with portals, maybe, vortexes. So we got a lot to dig on. I'm just, taking some notes, man. Just checking it twice, man. And my knockers is in here, and, I just want to give y'all maximum AHOB and appreciation because you're natural by law.